We're talking a lot about AI lately, prompting tools, ethics, critical thinking, and a lot that matters. But there's one piece of the AI literacy puzzle that's almost no one is talking about, and it might just be the most important one: domain expertise. Not sure what I mean? Well, stick around to find out. Hi, Bianca Raby here, educator, CEO, and deep thinker. Today I want to talk about domain expertise in relation to AI literacy, the fifth and somewhat quietest pillar of the Digital Educational Council's AI Literacy Framework. Most people think AI literacy is just about knowing how to use the tools, but really AI literacy goes beyond that. It's about understanding how AI shows up in your world. In other words, how do I apply AI in a specific context? Your profession, your craft, your corner of life. And if you're an educator, that corner is complex. You're not just delivering content or knowledge, you're shaping thinking, mentoring, identity, holding space for curiosity, growth, and self-awareness. You're walking a fine line between leveraging technology and protecting the deeply human nature of learning. Let's take a look at the three levels of how they apply to educators. Level 1, applied AI awareness. At level 1, it's about recognition and awareness. Educators are beginning to see how AI is showing up in the profession. Automated marking, lesson plan generators, AI tools in the classroom. It's about asking, where is AI intersecting with my role? What tools are emerging in my space? What limitations do I need to understand before I start using them? This stage is about curiosity and noticing, not mastery. Level 2, AI application in professional contexts. Here we move from noticing to intentional use. Educators begin applying AI to streamline tasks, feedback cycles, differentiation, admin load, but more importantly, they're starting to ask, is this tool helping me do what I care about better? What's gained and what's lost when I use AI in my classroom? This is where discernment starts to matter. This stage isn't about using more AI, it's about using it well, in service of their values as educators. Level 3, strategic AI leadership. At level 3, educators become guides and architects. They help their school or institution make decisions about AI adoption. They lead conversations about ethics, student agency, equity, and learning integrity. They're no longer just users of AI, they're shaping the culture around it. This is where teachers step into thought leadership, even within their schools or region, not with titles, but with vision. So, where do you think you sit? And here's another question. How many educators do we need at each level to ensure the humanness of learning remains? Ideally, I'd like to see these levels shift in the next year, with the current level 2 being the baseline, because I really don't see anyone in any sector not being affected by the convergence of the technology that we are seeing. And as an advocate for personal power and career sovereignty, I want everyone to be as prepared as they can. So I think we should all strive to be as AI literate as we can. Able to use AI without losing our pedagogical compass, able to evaluate tools against what we know creates meaningful learning, able to protect creativity, critical thinking, and student voice when AI tries to flatten them. Now, what do I mean by flatten them? Well, AI has the potential to flatten student voices in subtle but significant ways. First, by generating polished or formulaic responses. It can reduce the need for students to develop and express their own unique thinking, tone, or storytelling style. For example, it can take a person years to truly grasp the depth and nuance of the hero's journey story arc, not just understanding its structure, but learning how to bend it, remix it, and infuse it with their own flavour. When AI pre-packages that arc into a story, students miss the creative tension of learning how to own a narrative, and their voices can get lost in the process. Secondly, when a student relies too heavily on AI for writing or problem solving, their authentic struggles, questions, and evolving ideas can get masked by the illusion of coherence. A student drafting a persuasive essay might use AI to fill in transitions or arguments, skipping the critical discomfort of clarifying their own position, which is where the learning happens. And third, over time, the feedback loop of using AI-generated content may lead to students to internalize what the machine prioritizes: clarity, speed, structure, at the expense of emotional nuance, individuality, and risk-taking, all of which are essential to voice. For instance, a student writing a reflection on grief might avoid raw honesty or poetic language, choosing AI-suggested paraphrasing that sounds clean but doesn't feel real.
Losing my dog was a challenging experience that taught me a lot about grief. I felt a deep sense of sadness and emotional distress during this time. However, I relied on the support of my family and friends to help me cope.
So what do we know for sure? Well, AI will continue to evolve. Tools will change, classrooms will shift. But the one thing that will stay constant? The need for domain expertise of an educator who knows how to think, guide, reflect, and question. We don't need just tech-savvy teachers, we need context-savvy humans who understand what matters in education and how AI fits around that, not over it. Because no AI tool can teach like a teacher who knows their domain. If this opens something up for you, drop a comment. Tell me what part of the AI literacy educational journey you're in and how AI is showing up for you in your space. And if you're ready to explore how you can lead in your domain, not just follow, subscribe, because we need more humans asking better questions. Until next time, stay awesome.